Pisces, hello, Amanda here. Welcome to Unseen Hands Healing. This is going to be your small story reading for February. So in these readings, I choose a book off the shelf that seems to want to speak to you. I will turn to a passage at random and read that to you, and then we will go to cards to further illuminate the story. So Pisces, today, the birthday book wants to speak to you, The Secret Language of Birthdays. Now, I have to give a little bit of a disclaimer about my own opinion around this book, since I'm the reader here. You got to know my perspective, and that is that these descriptions need to be taken with a real grain of salt, just because everybody's birth chart is wholly unique depending on where, what time, what year you were born. And so the day of your birth doesn't necessarily offer you the whole, definitely does not offer you the whole picture of energy around who you are. Which is essentially what this book does. For those of you who are unfamiliar, this book goes day by day through 365 days of the year and gives a description of the energy around, for example, the day that's coming up for you, which is December 8th. People born on December 8th. Now, I know this is Sagittarius territory. Maybe you have some prominent Sagittarius placements in your birth chart, okay? And if you don't know your birth chart, astro.com, it's free. Enter your info, okay? Find out. So what's interesting here, December 8th, it's in this book, it's called The Day of Abandon. And I'm going to read you this full description, okay? So bear with me. And again, even though this is a Sagittarius placement, the energy as I was reading through this passage, I was like, this could easily be describing someone who is typically associated with Pisces energy. So listen for the description and see which parts are resonating with you. Here we go. Those born on December 8th throw themselves completely into their endeavors. Not only is this true of their professional life, but of their private life as well. In their relationships, both as friends and lovers, they give all of their heart without holding back. Once they make up their mind, they are totally committed. Problems can arise for December 8th people regarding the depth of their commitment and accompanying sense of responsibility. If they are forced to leave a family situation or work group, for example, they can suffer tremendous guilt and agonize over having run out on those dear to them, even if circumstances were clearly beyond their control. If their involvement could be a bit more objective, or if they were able to hold something in reserve, this would not be so, but alas, this is rarely the case. However, through experiencing disappointments over a period of many years, those born on this day may learn not to give everything they have every time, hopefully without hardening their generous nature. December 8th people are supercharged with a surfeit of energy, but do not always direct it well. Often they devote themselves to projects which have failure written all over them, but they can't see it at the outset. In addition, they have a tendency, particularly regarding sex and love, to get involved in highly destructive relationships. It may take years for them to recover from such obsessive, wrenching involvements. Yet they are rarely satisfied with normal companionships. They seem to seek out the most exciting and all-absorbing people they can find who require all of their attention and energy. It may take them some time to realize that what they are giving can never be enough, and as a matter of fact, far less is coming back. In this respect, they are addictive personalities. With what some born on this day are compulsively driven toward is abandon itself, which allows them to forget whatever may be bothering them, fears, anxieties, personality problems. Hence the title of this day being The Day of Abandon. More highly evolved December 8th people are able to direct their prodigious energy into their work. The same driving spirit and even wildness will be there in what they produce, but they themselves will be able to lead quite stable and socially acceptable lives. Such people are indeed enviable, since they appear to have their cake and eat it too. Actually, however, they must maintain constant vigilance if they wish to remain so balanced. Thus, cultivating watchfulness and awareness is vitally important to December 8th people. If they are fortunate enough to early on find someone worthy of their devotion and attentions, they are indeed blessed. But they must realize that friends, lovers, and work associates are not always capable of returning their level of commitment and concern. They must therefore set realistic expectations, and strive for objectivity in their relationship, indeed in all their projects, in order to safeguard and preserve them. And then part of the advice over here, it says, you can succeed in taming yourself without losing your spirit. Don't be afraid of acting responsibly. The rewards are great. This allows you the best chance for happiness. So there's clearly something here that's really sticking out to me, Pisces, about getting involved in highly destructive relationships where the underlying drive in the like obsessive, wrenching nature of these relationships is actually an addiction or a compulsion towards abandon itself. That energy and spirit of abandon. Okay, Pisces, let's see how this energy is playing out in your cards. We are looking at the El Goliath Shadow Tarot today. Give you a couple shuffles. And then I'm just going to spread the cards out here and choose 3 at random. Okay, let's see what we got for you, Pisces. Wow. 2 cards, pardon me, about patience. And like putting in long-term investments. The 8 of Pentacles, the patient weaver, right? That's what it says, the patient weaver. The 4 of Wands, the beaming vessel, which feels like you, Pisces. And the 7 of Pentacles, the rewarded frog. So there's something here about needing the patience of this spider. The patient weaver is the one who weaves that web over time, the one who allows things to gestate, who puts the plans in place, the matrix, the web in place, so that it's ready and waiting to catch the things that would come your way, Pisces. But it's like the net needs to be in place, and it takes hard work, dedication, and patience and repetition over time to build that system. This is a card of Virgo, and a Virgo is a system builder. And it's interesting because this is an opposite energy for you, Virgo energy. Sun in Virgo is directly opposite from Pisces in the zodiac. And so there's something here about you needing to dig into a more grounded energy like Virgo, which is very practical, applying themselves in a strategic way that puts systems in place for long-term stability and really recognizes that a patient process yields a sustainable result. And we see that exactly reflected in the 7 of Pentacles as well, which this frog very strategically placed itself near the Venus flytraps. And then it just waits. It waits for the right fly to land at the right place that it can grab it. Very similar energy here. Very similar energy. So it's really drawing you into, and it's interesting that it says the patient weaver. It's like the patience and the dedication of like weaving over time and doing that, because it's not just patiently waiting, it's patiently weaving. You know, Virgo energy is not one to sit back and wait. Virgo energy is one to meticulously and methodically apply itself over time through like hard work. And so having patience and putting in the work yields rewards. The little title down here is The Rewarded Frog. The harvest, you get to reap the benefits of that patient, dedicated energy, which is different than the energy that we got in the description that I just read from the birthday book, which is like maybe going all in on projects or people or investments that you can't see it on the outset, but they're not going to work out. But you just jump in with 120% right off the bat. Whereas like a more patient approach would start small and slowly build over time. And I think that's the energy that you're being encouraged to go into now, Pisces, because whoever I'm speaking to here, it seems like we're trying to set up some long-term sustainability here with the Seven of Pentacles. You need long-term sustainable solutions, not a flash in the pan of excitement. And then right in the center, we have the beaming vessel, which feels like you to me, Pisces. And it's the Four of Wands, which is interesting because the number 4 talks about structure. That's the energy of a 4. It's putting structures in place. And the Four of Wands in particular is a structure for freedom, which according to the description of that personality that I just read, freedom, the sense of like being addicted or feeling a compulsion towards abandon would translate to me as needing freedom, like wanting to feel that like high flying, free spirited sense of being alive. And there's nothing wrong with that, Pisces. And I see that with the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands talks about putting a structure in place that allows for that kind of freedom and that kind of abandon in your life. That is genuinely where you really shine. The beaming vessel. Here you are, this beautiful sea turtle, sea creature, who's allowed to shine and beam out in the like free floating structure of who they really are. And what's beautiful about a sea turtle is they move with the tides. Like the turtle can swim, but it often rides the tide to conserve their energy. Also, not an accident, I think, that the turtle is typically a slower moving energy, more patient. And you've got 2 messages here of patience yielding results. So I think what we're looking at here, Pisces, is like, okay, you want to live free? You want to live wild? You want to live with free and wild abandon? That is amazing. That's beautiful. That is part of who you are. Now, put the structure in place. Put the systems in place that can actually sustain that energy long term, rather than just like jumping from one boat to the next. That's the energy that's coming through here. Okay, so I'm going to get you a Portable Fortitude card, this beautiful deck by Karina Dross. I'm so excited to be pulling from this for this round of small stories. Pisces, after I pull this card for you, I'm going to take this into an extended reading where we get a little bit more specific into this energy. Why exactly are you being, pardon me, asked to take a patient approach? What is the potential reward out of taking this patient approach? Like, what is this all about? Is this about relationships? Is this about work, career? Hopefully we'll be able to get some more specific energies out of the extended. And like really look at this Four of Wands, the structure that will help you shine the most. All right, so we will look at that Pisces, in the extended. If that sounds like something that's interesting to you, stick around. At the end of this reading, there'll be a little clip of that extended so you can see if it's resonating. And if it is, click the link in the description. That'll take you right over to Vimeo where you can view that extended reading instantly. So maybe I'll see you over there, but regardless, let's get you this Portable Fortitude card. The final message here for Pisces in this part of the reading. The final message for Pisces in this part of this small story reading. What kind of protection and fortitude does Pisces need at this time? Okay, one more shuffle and then I'll just split the deck. Aha. Who have we got? Wow. Okay. It's wild because I saw this card 3 times in your pre-shuffle to the point where I almost took it out and then I just put it back in the deck and was like, whatever needs to come out will come out, and here it is. Protection from self-sabotage. Pisces. Yeah. Yeah. This is protection from, you know, if you look at this, this is the same snake. And it's just like eating itself over and over and over in this cycle. This is what we just read in that book, like the potential for this energy that of whoever I'm picking up on to be so addicted to the wild abandon, that so addicted to that kind of energy that they end up investing in these like flash in the pan kind of energies that are just not sustainable, and then things keep falling apart over and over and over again. Because what needs to happen is, Pisces, I think you're being invited to really look at the underlying cycle internally inside of you that is like driving you towards energy like that in your life, romantically, career-wise, whatever that is. I'm being drawn to this passage that said, what some born on this day are compulsively driven towards is abandon itself, which allows them to forget whatever may be bothering them, fears, anxieties, and personality problems. Okay, so it's like if you invest in this like sense of wild adventure and freedom and excitement all the time, or invest in people who provide you with that kind of fire energy so that it sweeps you up and you forget, you know, maybe it's sex, maybe it's love, maybe it's art, maybe it's whatever that is. It like sweeps you up and allows you to forget yourself for a bit. And I think you're being asked to stop escaping or avoiding this energy within yourself, and really like stop using that sense of adventure as a form of escapism, and really look at the cycles within you that continue to invest and result in self-sabotage. Okay. Wow. Can't believe that card came out. It's pretty cool. So we are now going to go into an extended reading on this energy. If this is resonating with you, Pisces, maybe I'll see you over there. But regardless, thanks so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. If you click that like button if you enjoyed this reading, or maybe leave me a comment, let me know how it's resonating with you. I'd love to hear from you. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel so that we can stay connected moving forward. All right, Pisces, thanks for watching. Take care. Actually, this energy may shake up your ways of doing things so that you have to rebuild in a way that is more sustainable. If that happens, Pisces, try not to be scared. You know, like I know that's a scary possibility, and when it is happening, it can feel incredibly disorienting and really confusing, but trust that it is happening so that you have the opportunity to move towards a lot of goodness. 9 of Cups, 10 of Cups, the sun. The sun is like these are some of the happiest cards in the tarot. They're all about emotional satisfaction and feeling content and feeling like happy and joyful and like things being fully illuminated for you with the light of the sun. Sometimes these things happen so that we can see clearly the ways that we have been actually engaging in self-sabotage and we may not even know it. You know, sometimes the towers have to crumble. These towers we build have to fall for us to see clearly the ways that we are actually cutting ourselves off from having what we want.